Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to go over something different actually. I'm just going to show you how I took a trade on gold this morning. So it was during New York session. So basically how I identified this is I went to the 4-hour time frame and basically just started drawing up my reaction zones. So the easiest way to honestly draw out reaction zones is taking a highlighter and just highlighting the areas that you need to point out with horizontal rays and the rectangle tool for the zones. So I just go like this. Well, I don't anymore because I know what I'm doing, but the easiest way when you don't know what you're doing is just outlining the areas of where price has reacted and rejected. And then basically drawing a zone or a line across to identify that exact price. Because again, we're not entering based off candlesticks or strength or any of that, no patterns, nothing. It's all in the numbers. So yeah, and then another thing that you can do if you don't want to use the highlighter, you can just use the rectangle tool and you can basically just unclick right and left, use like a different color. Let's just use orange. And then basically you can just identify little areas, like the same areas. And basically what you can do is then extend it left and right. And what's crazy about this is when you go left, it basically reacts to price. Now it hasn't reacted to price on gold because this is the highest we've ever bid on gold. So that's why. So another thing is it's really just a numbers game that you're playing with because there is no price action on the left-hand side on gold. So it's all in the numbers, guys. So anyways, so I ended up waking up. I set an alarm at 6 a.m. and I ended up getting in my exact entry. I should edit this a little bit because my exact entry on my platform was 219.46. So I was basically aiming for the 219 even. So basically what ended up happening is this rejected multiple times. We were kind of ranging. So if we go on the 1-hour time frame, we can see that we ended up respecting this structure on Monday and Sunday. We came up to 903, tested in multiple times. So basically we needed to break out. And so they were accumulating all these orders. Then it ended up breaking above 903. So realistically, my proper entry should have been at the 908. A couple of my members took this trade right at 908 and it was so perfect. So one of my members actually was looking for a sell, which she honestly wasn't wrong because it could fill this section and then could fill this gap down here. But it's the fact that when price is close to major structure, it's usually going to fill that first. So I was telling her that I put a purple mark. I said this 907 and 908 area has to break below and test in. This has to break below and test in, and this has to break below and test in order to go down. So a couple of my members saw that it tested into the 907, 908 and took a buy. So that was perfect. So this was 3:30 a.m. my time. So I was not up at that time. So I set an alarm at 6 a.m. and got in literally right here. So it was just a easy break and test above that structure, closed above that price, and then I jumped in at that 914. So I'm still in the trade. So basically how this works is in regards to targets. So obviously you can see this is live right now. But anyway, so I was waiting to see based off the left here because we had a couple reactions. So that's where I put in the numbers. I was waiting to see if this would break. So basically it just corrected down and then ended up respecting structure and then continued. Again, when price is close to the major structure, the major high in this case, it usually tends to go there like 98% of the time. So this is just a small correction because it's starting NY. So the start of NY was 6 a.m. It kind of gets slow and then it starts continuing those buy orders. So this ended up, so I wanted to make sure 928 and 929 were breaking above. So then it continued to 933. So I extended my target. And then what I did is I put a stop right at 928. So it literally almost hit it, to be honest, but I put it right at 928 even. And then basically it continued. So it respected these two prices and then continued up further. So I'm still in this trade. I might move my stop loss, to be honest, to maybe like 930 or 932, a little bit closer. But again, this is so bullish that I kind of want to hang on for your dear life and see if it hits the 3000s. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But again, it just depends on if the structure can break. We have 3 reactions here now. Usually when 3 reactions hit, it actually ends up reversing. So we'll just have to see. Again, the overall trend is bullish though. So that's what you have to keep in mind. But I'm going to see if it can break above these 2 prices. If it can, I'm going to watch out for this top price at this top wick. So that would be 940 and then this, so 942. So I'm going to make sure that this whole zone breaks above. And then if it does, then we're good to go. So just depends on if we can continue to break above these prices. So yeah, so what you're doing is you're marking up your areas on a higher time frame, so the 4-hour, the major zones. If you find that it's like not enough price action, you can draw them on the 1-hour. So you can draw your 1-hour zones and then your minor zones, which are in between price, you can draw on the 30-minute. So the reason why, and some people get entries on 1-hour and 4-hour, and I just don't, like, example, if we okay, so I entered at 9:14. Like, how would you get that entry on the 4-hour? Let's go down the 1-hour. The 1-hour you could, but there's so much information in that 1-hour that's why we break it down. So there's more price action on lower time frames. So that's the point. So basically with my system and strategy, you're not focusing, like I said, on dojis or pin bar. There's a lot of terms I forget now because I haven't learned it in a long time, or like patterns like head and shoulders and stuff like that. We're not doing any of that. It doesn't work in today's market, honestly. It's not consistently profitable. There's more information than just the basics of that stuff. Like, you really have to dig deep and figure out, okay, well, no, I'm not entering the market because of a bullish engulfing kind of thing. It's all in price. So basically what you're doing is you're just making sure that the candles are essentially a representation of price. So you're just watching how they react to the price that you want to enter on. So you're not entering because of a candlestick, you're entering because of price. And very, very few people know this. 95% of people don't teach this at all because they just don't know. So it's just really important that you really focus on price. So yeah, the point is that the lower you go, the more price action you see on the price you want to enter on. And then the higher you go, you see the overall picture of where it's trending. So yeah, I hope this helped. I will keep doing videos, honestly, on the trades that I take from now on. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe.